Hey guys, how are you all doing? I have a big stack of Blu-rays here to show you from Blockbuster. As you know, Blockbuster is closing all their remaining stores, and mine is obviously one of the last ones to close. And over the last year or so, I've seen a lot of YouTubers get great deals on Blu-rays from their closing Blockbusters, and I've been missing out on those. So I'm really excited to. I was really excited that mine was finally closing and was able to get a pretty good haul of Blu-rays for only $3.99. They had some $6.99 titles there. I didn't pick those up though. I thought that was kind of too much for a used Blu-ray. But I might make one more stop. I already made 2 trips. This haul was from 2 separate trips, but I believe they dropped their prices even lower to $1.99 a Blu-ray, and if you can confirm that, definitely let me know. But yeah, let me show you what I got. We Own the Night, starring Joaquin Phoenix, Mark Wahlberg, and Eva Mendes. I really like this movie, and I think it's really underrated. You don't hear about this too often. I don't see too many people talking about this, but I think it's a really good movie. It feels a lot like The Departed, that East Coast cops versus the drug dealers theme, and it has some decent action in there, but I really enjoy it. The story's really easy to follow, and yeah, I think it's an underrated movie, and I think it's really good. These were all $3.99, by the way, if I didn't say that already. The Fourth Kind. I saw this movie when it was in theaters 4 years ago, actually, and I really loved it the first time I saw it. I'm really fascinated by aliens and extraterrestrial life, UFOs, that kind of thing. And this movie, they present it like it's based on a true story, and they do a really good job of making you believe it's real. And that really intrigued me the first time I saw it. It was actually very psychologically disturbing, but I actually watched the Blu-ray already, and that was the first time I've seen it since it was in theaters. And knowing it's not real definitely takes a lot of the intrigue away, but still a pretty interesting story, especially if you're into aliens and that kind of thing. But $4, it's a good movie. Next up, The American with George Clooney. I've seen this once before. I remember it having some good action scenes, but I also remember it being pretty long and lengthy. Haven't checked it out again. I kind of feel like I'm not going to like it as much the second time around, but it was only $4, and this actually takes place in the town of Sulmona, Italy, and my grandfather's actually from there, so thought that was interesting. And yeah, $4. For $4, I mean, I could almost buy anything for $4. Warrior, Nick Nolte, Tom Hardy, and Joel Edgerton. Again, I've seen this movie before, and it's a really good movie. I really enjoy it. I'm a diehard MMA fan, so there are certain aspects of this that I can't really, enjoy. And there are some problems with it for me, being a diehard fan of the sport. The choreography is just it's exciting for a movie, but if you want to see like realistic MMA choreography, this movie's not good for that. And also the aspect of the sporting aspect of the story in this movie is really unrealistic too, but I can ignore that. It's still a really good movie. I really enjoy this. I love the story, and I really like Nick Nolte and Tom Hardy. Everyone else does as well, but really good movie, Warrior. I think it's one of the best titles I got for $4. Next up, Devil, produced by M. Night Shyamalan. This doesn't have quite the same feel, I think, as some of other Shyamalan's movies, like Signs or The Sixth Sense, but I still think this is a decent movie. I've seen it before. It was a really good thriller, kind of a mystery, and one of those movies that you're probably only going to get a lot out of it from the first viewing. But again, for only a couple of bucks, I had to pick it up. It was one of the better titles I found at Blockbuster. The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen with Sean Connery. I've seen this once before, a really long time ago, and I just remember an action scene in there. That's really all I remember from the movie, but I figured I'd pick it up on Blu-ray. I have the DVD of this, but I haven't seen it in very long. Don't remember much about it at all. Next up, one I was very excited to find, Superman, Shazam, The Return of Black Adam. Really surprised to find a DC animated movie there at Blockbuster, and it was only $4. So it was a great deal. These are really pricey online. You'd be lucky to find one of these DC movies used for even $10. They're usually around 15 or more. So I was real glad to pick this. I've never picked this one up. I've never seen it before, but I'm trying to complete the DCU collection. The only ones I need left are Batman Year One and Superman Unbound, and then Justice League War is coming out next month. And this also includes the 3 shorts of Jonah Hex, Green Arrow, and the Spectre, which is pretty cool. Those are all included on individual DCU movies, but it's cool that they're all on here. But yeah, if you've seen this, let me know how you like it. I'm actually watching the Flashpoint Paradox right now, and I know that this guy, Shazam, I think they call him something else, the Lightning King or something in Flashpoint Paradox, but he's in there, so yeah, I'm excited to check this one out. Next up, Rambo 3. I have all the other Rambo movies on Blu-ray. This was the only one I needed, so it was perfect that I found it there for $4. And I've seen it before, don't remember much about this one. It's probably the worst one of all the Rambos. Next up is Anybody There with Michael Caine. This was one that my mother actually wanted to pick up. She was at Blockbuster with me, and we watched it. And after watching it, I definitely understood why I never heard of this movie. Just feels like one of those cheap movies that that they know not a lot of people are going to be interested in when they make it. Not that it's a terrible movie, it just feels a little cheap, a little thrown together. It's about a young boy who, it takes place somewhere in England, in the UK somewhere, but this young boy lives in a retirement home. His parents from the retirement home, and he really despises having to live and put up with all the old people there. And then Michael Caine comes along one day, and they start to develop a friendship, the boy and Michael Caine. And there's some interesting themes in here. Like they try to contact the dead, and there's some emotional moments, but kind of a forgettable movie. Not terrible, but I actually don't mind having it in the collection, especially getting it so cheap. I could revisit this sometime, just not too soon. Next up, Super 8. I've seen this before, and I actually didn't enjoy it that much. I know other people really enjoyed this. It's kind of a throwback to E.T., but again, it's just really cheap, and I figured why not. Source Code, seen it before, a good sci-fi thriller, some decent action as I remember. Again, like I said about Devil, one of those movies that, it's such a thriller, such a mystery that, the first time around is probably that's when you're going to get the most out of it. But again, really cheap, and it's a good movie. This one, I had a chance to watch already, and I had never seen it before picking it up, but I absolutely hate this. This is Haywire with Gina Carano. I need to do a movie review on this, but I really hated it, and I had heard good things about it, but thought the story was just insanely confusing. maybe I'm just dumb, but you know, the way that they told the story, it was a lot of dialogue. I didn't have the energy to follow it, and the action I even thought was kind of bad. And Carano's acting, I enjoyed her in Fast 6. I thought she was fine in that, but this was just terrible. Every time she spoke, it was like listening to an automated computer voice, like from your phone. But I really hated this movie. Next up, a very good movie that actually made my top 10 list for last year, Side Effects. I had never seen it before picking this up, and I'm glad I did because, like I said, made my top 10 list. Really enjoyed this. I loved Jude Law's acting in this. Unique, interesting story, and a really cool, eerie feel to the whole movie. And if you want to hear me talk a little more about this, check out my top 10 movies of 2013 video. But really enjoyed this. Glad I was able to pick it up for so cheap. I can definitely watch this again. It's a really good movie. Next up, a movie that was also in my top 10 list. It wasn't in too many other people's list, but I really enjoyed this movie. That's Dead Man Down. Really like the plot to this movie. And I actually don't like the action in this movie. I don't consider this an action movie. I remember a lot of the action scenes in here being slow motion. I could be wrong about that, but the plot it just really captivated me. And I'm not a big Colin Farrell fan, but I thought his acting style worked really well for this character. But yeah, this is also in my top 10 movies video, so if you want to hear me talk more about it, check that out. But yeah, good movie. And the last movie I have here, another really good movie that I've seen before, The Next 3 Days with Russell Crowe. And Liam Neeson also has a very small role in this, but I saw this movie before, another really good thriller. Also, again, you know, one of those movies that, you know, is probably only really good the first time watching it, but for $4 I had to get this. I really enjoyed it. A lot of other people enjoy this, I think. And yeah, probably one of the better titles I have in this haul here, especially for only $4. But really good thriller, really good kind of escape from jail movie. I like this. I need to check it out again. But that's it for my Blockbuster haul. Again, paid only $4 for each of these movies. I'm going to make one more stop there. I think they're closing tomorrow, actually. But I'm going to see if there's any titles remaining. Hopefully for only $1 or $2 that I'll want to pick up. But here's my stack again. Blockbuster titles. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Please like the video, comment with your thoughts on any of these movies. Let me know what you picked up from Blockbuster. Please subscribe. I'd appreciate it. And take care. I'll see you guys later. Bye.